the Brown boys, the Brown boys, the Brown boys, we the Brown boys, the Brown boys, we the Brown boys.
I mean, I tried to warn Gilbert Arenas, but he was so into the back and forth and arguing with me, trying to win some game, and I kept trying to tell him, this is not a game. I don't understand this game that you're running and what you think this doing. But this is not a game. Why is you playing a game? I don't got no game. I don't need to play no games with you. And so I was just asking him, why would you give up 50%? But of course, he wanted to trick people into thinking that he offered me something because, he has to play boss all the time. But if you just really listen to what he was saying, and this is why I was laughing the whole time, because I can actually hear what he's saying. This is supposed to be the boss, but he keeps deferring and talking like somebody else was the boss. And so you really get to see it when he has the conversation with Lowe opposed to me, because so many people, he does the same thing that Stephen A. Smith does. When I say something to him, he make it about, oh, I got a better career than you. Oh, I scored more points than you. Oh, so he disarm people and he get them to believe that it's coming from hate and all this other shit. And that's what's interesting about people. They can't see past their nose. All they got to do is hear somebody else lie about something and they'll just go with it. But he's still saying something, though. Did you not hear what he said? Like, are you kidding me? Damn the excuse that he's making. Did you hear what he said? Did you see what just happened? That he got reduced from 4 shows to 2, and the guy that just got brought on got 3 shows a week? Are y'all not seeing? So I just be like taken aback, like, wow, they falling for this shit. So here it goes. When I was talking to Gil about the situation, well, this is when Lowe was talking about it. So they give, and shout out to Lowe because he didn't argue with Lowe, so they was able to have a conversation. But it's interesting to me that so many people try to give Lowe the credit for this when Carcino has been saying he don't own it for the longest because Carcino has the contract. He sent Cino the contract. I knew he didn't own it because I knew Cino had the contract. And then based on what he told me, I knew he didn't own it because I heard him talk. So it's sad. You guys are just getting abreast to what we already knew was going to happen. When he got arrested, I told him, they going to get rid of your ass. You can't just be acting like that. You think you No Chill Gil. On the internet, you could be No Chill Gil, but when you take these people money, you can't play No Chill Gil no more. But hey, what do I know? I don't know nothing, because since I couldn't play basketball, as so many people said, I get paid a lot of money for it. But I told you this word bust. Since I couldn't play basketball in their mind, then I'm just wrong about everything. But I wasn't wrong about this either.
I guess everybody assumed that Gilbert Arenas owned 100% of that channel. Let's check out this clip right here.
Question from 2K God. He said, if football is popping, why do they have to take over your channel? Why couldn't they make their own channel and make that pop? Question mark.
That's what we would have said. That was the argument. But as a family, am I asking too many questions? No. As a company, no. As a company.
That man said that's what we would have said. And Lowe said, wait a minute. Am I asking too many questions? Because that answer did not make no sense. That's what we would have said. What you mean? Nigga, just go ahead and say what you're going to say. You the owner.
Question mark.
That's what we would have said. That was the argument. But as a family,
our argument.
Am I asking too many questions? No. As a company, no. As a company, you don't want to start from the beginning. Most people don't like the grind of anything, right? They want something that's already turnkey and go. So why should they start from the beginning?
And this is where he really sounds like an idiot, because he's trying to mix in things that I talked to him about and told him about turnkey into this situation where it don't fit. Like, you're talking to Lowe, somebody who grinded up and started his thing from the ground up. So to say that in this spot, it really don't make sense, because he's a ground up guy. You can't bring a start from the ground up guy onto the show and into a situation where you didn't want to do the work. Like, that's crazy. That don't even make sense. Most people don't want to do the stuff ground up. No, America is built on doing the stuff ground up and people starting companies. But it's also an area to where people want things turnkey. And that's the beauty of America. You build something up, you get it to a point to where you can sell it. Somebody buy it turnkey. You make money. They make money. They didn't have to do the rigors of the first 5 years of starting this thing up, payroll and all this shit. They just coming into something that's already worked, and now they can look at it and get their eyes on it, do a profit and loss statement analysis, and make it better. But that don't fit in this situation.
Again, listen, we are expensive. We're not your average podcast expenses. We get paid a lot of money. So because they pay us a lot of money and we are not taking no pay cuts in here, if they say your ass gonna do 2 days a week and we want to try what they do for 3 days a week and we keep our money, hey man, hey, do your thing, man. Do your thing, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, we can say, oh hell no.
And everybody was laughing. Do your thing, man. People like, So when I heard that, I'm like, okay, he's definitely an employee. He definitely works for Underdog. He's definitely he's a 1099 check getting motherfucker. He works for Underdog. Because he said he put himself in the same category as Brandon Jennings and everybody else. When we get our check. And then another thing he said, well, we get paid a lot of money. So when they cut us off 2 days a week, as long as we still get our bread, that's the beginning of the storm. This is a compromise. Okay, y'all can still get y'all money. He didn't understand how to negotiate from that. It ain't always about money. He had work to do. Them people already was showing him the sign that, hey, we don't got the money to keep doing this. So we gonna cut y'all. So to save face, he should have said, you know what? Take a little bit of that money out, but we're gonna keep the concept of the show going. We're gonna stay going on 4 weeks. Because once you start changing up how the show works, then you're going to lose your audience. So take a little bit of pay cut. Hell no. We're going to keep them 4 days a week because that's how we're going to keep our crowd. So, hey, if we got to give something back on the back end, we'll do that. We'll give back 100,000, 200,000, whatever. But we're going to keep this 4 days a week because I believe in this. But no, he let them cut. Knowing that if they cut you 2 days a week, why would they pay you the same amount of money for less work? That doesn't make sense. I would have saw the writing on the wall. You're not going to continue. If you were paying me whatever amount of money for 4 days a week, now just think about this at your job. You think they're going to pay you the same salary to come to work for 2 days instead of 4 days? That does not make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. So as soon as they cut his time, I said, there's problems coming. He should have seen the problems coming. Nobody's going to pay you the same amount of money for less work.
Start cutting contracts. So if they want to go ahead and try 3 days a week until football season's over with and then reach out their hand, cool. Everybody still got their jobs.
Employment is key.
I can tell you this. With the way our contracts is doing, they could say, hey, man, we're going to let about 6, 7 of y'all go. And turn y'all ass into. Yep.
I'm kind of confused.
So he kept saying they. The way this contract is going, they can let us go. They can do this. And as I'm sitting here watching this that day, it's about I hate you, KB. I don't know why. When I was sitting here watching that day, and I wasn't mad. I just had questions. I really wanted to talk to him. I'm like, wait a minute. Why does he keep saying they and them and they gonna do this? They can cut our job. I'm like, this is Gil. At this time, his name was still on the show. Gil's Arena. So why isn't he not saying me and my team has discussed it and we're doing this? Me and Underdog discussed it and we're going to do that. He's never said, it's like they never had him in the room to talk to him about anything that they were doing from the way he sounds. It's always they, them, they could do this. They're going to do this. We still got our checks. Sounds like an employee. So when I heard him say this out, the first thing I said was, what the fuck? I don't understand. I'm confused. And then Lowe, he did a great job because he was saying, I'm confused. And that's why when I hear him talk, I just be like, huh? But I hope he rectified this situation because I was mad that he lost his name. I'm like, bro, you got Gil's Arena. Why would you give them your name? So as much as they try to make it seem like, oh, Kwame got this ultimate beef with Gil, they full of shit. If Gil would have been listening to the things that me and Sino was saying, instead of just always wanting to do this fake beef and back and forth, I got to win this fake beef. Because the only reason why he was so visible is because he was beefing with me, making up stories about me, Oak downstairs and all these nonsensical stories that you guys believe. But the long or short of it, the whole time he didn't own this business, just like we said. When I got him on the line and said it's about ownership, bro, he was telling me I own 100% of nothing. And I was just like, huh? I'm like, stop being personal. I could play the live. Stop being personal, bro. This is about ownership. What you doing? Why would you give up that? But hey, what do I know?
I can tell you this: with the way our contracts is doing, they could say, "Hey, man, we're gonna let about 6, 7 of y'all go, and turn y'all ass into." Yeah,
I'm kind of confused, and again, I feel like I'm asking too many questions. So I'm not.
No. You can take over this playback right now, sir. Because if you ask questions, we can answer them. We will not bring these topics up.
Sellouts.
Okay, because this is now forcing me to ask very specific questions just because how familiar I am with the community and like what's going on in the space.
Okay.
So I'll just cut to the chase. Who owns the channel?
50-50.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like 49-59. I mean, 51-49.
No.
Okay, so that's a clip right there, man.
I'm not mad he lost his money. I said I'm mad he lost his name. It was called Gil's Arena. I told him, like, you got to get your name. Why would you lose that name? This was your shit. I don't know of him losing no money. But yeah, 49-51 is what it sounds like because he has no decision-making power. Carcino says it's even worse. It's like 75-25 split. So it's even worse than that. And anybody who's cutting the check is the boss. I don't care what you say. Anybody who's cutting the check is the boss. Unless, I don't know, whoever's cutting the check and got that final say so, they the boss.
And that's Gilbert Arenas revealing that, he has 50-50 partners with Underdog and he doesn't 100% own his YouTube channel. And that's where Kwame Brown comes in at because Kwame Brown didn't hesitate to call out Gilbert Arenas on that because, Kwame and Gilbert constantly goes back and forth at each other, poking jab.
See, and it's that part. It's that part to where people can't decipher what's real and what's not because they're getting too caught up in the, Kwame Brown and go back and forth with each other. Kwame Brown wasn't going back and forth with nobody. Now they want to make me the guy that go back and forth with people. You didn't even know I fucking talked a couple of years ago. Kwame Brown don't go back and forth. When they say something about me, as of late, I go the fuck off. But I was still trying to help the guy. I still was telling them like, bro, what you're doing don't make no sense to me. And as he was steady trying to keep an argumentative thing going on, I would try to talk to him like, bro, this still what you doing don't make no, nigga, you don't know nothing. You're a dummy. You don't know how to make no money. Now, to Gilbert's credit, he knows how to capitalize on a moment. That's the one thing he does. I can give him credit for that. He gets a little bit of attention. Bam, he can capitalize. He knows who's to call. He's right there in LA. He knows how to capitalize on a moment. So you got to give him credit for that. But this is not unlike Gilbert to get that moment and then do too much. Like always. Like always. And I told him, I told him, I said, this guy is a fucking idiot. Not because he's not smart. He's smart enough to go out and get these deals. But the problem with him is he wants to do whatever he wants to do. Anytime Gilbert Arenas get into a room with somebody, he wants to push that he wants to go beyond what rules are. All of his teammates ain't, Jason Richardson and all these people ain't lying about him. He has to grab the attention in a negative way that he thinks is fun. So cool, but in this situation, I kept it a buck with him. I tried to tell him, stop. And I'm going to play my original video because so many people stop it at this part right here. And I kept it a buck. Stop all the disrespect. Stop all the weird shit, bro. Just had a conversation. And I said it over and over again. And the whole time, he keeps wanting to double down on this argument so that he can make it look like this, because the only thing they want to do is invalidate my statements. But lying and trying to invalidate someone, you only can lie but so long. You're not going to continue being able to lie. You can only pretend boss for so long. You don't got the stresses that come with boss. You don't got the gray hairs that come with being a boss. Being a boss all the time ain't fun. I don't know who told y'all that. You're the last to get paid. You're the first one to pay. You're the first one to take the scrutiny and the blame. And the buck falls on you. Skip sleeping in his bed. Come on, man. See, I ain't even trying to do the joking and the roasting and all that. I'm really not even trying to do all that right now. And because I actually think it's sad. I think the joking and the roasting, we did that already. I actually think it's sad that once again, we see this happen. And it was avoidable. The information was right there. It was right there. But so many people want to jump on bandwagons and be on the side of this and who they like and all this. It's like, damn, use your common sense. Like, so I'm not trying to bash him. I just want to go over the information. I don't think this is funny at all. And I won't take the time to joke on him on this one, because I actually think it's stupid. I think it's sad.